Welcome to The Route to Revenue, two entrepreneurs sharing the path to curbside cash flow. I'm Ben.
And I'm Mike. We're both founders of two successful recurring revenue businesses in the home services industry. And we've built our companies from startup to profitable and scalable operations.
This is the show for entrepreneurs serious about building sustainable home service businesses. Whether you're starting out, scaling up, or ready to move beyond trading time for money, we share proven strategies for creating predictable monthly revenue streams.
And while our expertise comes from the bin cleaning industry, the systems and principles we discuss work for any recurring revenue home service. Think lawn care, pest control, pool maintenance, and beyond.
Each episode, we break down real-world strategies for customer acquisition, retention, operational efficiency, and building systems that generate consistent income while you step back from daily operations.
Are you ready to transform your home service businesses from a demanding job into a profitable asset? This is The Route to Revenue.
Welcome to The Route to Revenue. I'm Ben Magee with Green Can Cleaner, and with me I have Mike Walker with Spiffy Bin. How are you today, Mike?
I'm doing great, thanks, Ben. Good to see you again. It's been a long time since we've recorded one of these, so I'm happy to be back on the horse, if you will. Today we've got Chris Gentry. He's with My Service Area, and he is also with Happy Cans. So welcome, Chris. Happy to have you on the call today.
Hey, great to be here with you two fine gentlemen.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
You're spreading it pretty thick already, Chris.
This is going to be a great call. I can tell.
This is full disclosure. You know, Chris and I and Ben have gone way back. I don't know, probably 3 years now.
Minimal.
Yeah, maybe more. So I know, Chris and I talk a couple times a month. Ben and Chris, I'm sure, do the same or similar. And so we have a lot of familiarity. Chris is battling a little bit of the flu today, so he's going to try to keep his coughing fits to a minimum. And I think we should get started. What do you think, Ben?
Sounds great to me. So why don't we start this way, Chris? Can you give us a little bit of the background and the origin story of My Service Area?
Sure. So about a little over 5 years ago, I got into the can cleaning business. My story is a little bit different because I bought into it. I didn't start from scratch. I bought a small business here in the low country of South Carolina called Happy Cans. Bought that. They had Jobber set up, and so I just kept using Jobber and still use it today. And one of my biggest problems was, after running routes, coming back and looking up addresses for all the inquiries to see if I would travel that far. The young man that owned the business before me was a yes person. And there were days where, when I was tracking miles that first quarter of ownership, there were days where I would travel over 100 miles round trip. And obviously, as both of you know, you can't build a business like that. You're losing money every day. And so I needed something to pre-qualify the inquiries based on an address, not a zip code, because I service pockets of zip code, nothing out there on the market. And so had it built and then put it out there. And that's how I got to know you guys very early. Both of you jumped on board very early, and I'm very thankful for that. But that's the backstory of MSA. I was just basically solving my own problem.
So, Mike, I'm going to jump in here and I'm going to ask you a question. On this, I know what MSA has done for us, but how has MSA helped your business?
For me, it's helped out quite a bit. I didn't realize exactly how much time I was spending and how much money I was spending refunding for people that signed up out of my area. For whatever reason, and I don't know that we've ever figured it out, but my website has a really good reach. It goes all over the country. And so I'm, the site pops up in many different cities. I remember one day in particular, which was a big day that made me, I guess, definitely go with this software. I have in Atlanta, we have, a lot of famous people or whatnot. And there was a reality star and her husband that lived here, and they had signed up, and I happened to be out there that day, and I'm washing and whatnot, and she snaps a picture of the truck while it's being done. And she says, this is the best thing, blah, 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 spiffy bin. And I didn't know she did it, right? Because she's in a gated community and then a gated house within the gated community, which is kind of funny too. But, and so she snaps that. And then, what's that?
Keep the riffraff out.
Yeah, exactly. And so she snaps that. And I got like, I don't know, like 7 signups that day. And in like Portland, Oregon, San Francisco, Huntington Beach is the one that stands out, because that particular one was she paid for a year in full for 4 bins. So it was like $400. And, you know, anybody that runs this business knows that you get charged on your credit card, you know, 3% or whatever the number is. And so 3% of that was, quick math, what is that? I don't know, $15, $20, maybe more, something like that. And, you know, so I had to refund it. You don't get that money back. And then I had to go through the other 7 and I couldn't figure out what the heck happened. And then I remembered. So that day was the turning point for me, in that I needed to secure something that would stop all of that. And I'm happy to say, since that day, I don't know how many addresses we've checked, if you will, or MSA has checked, but only 2 have slipped through from other places. Don't know what happened there or why or whatever, but you know, only 2 have gotten through. So that's been a big tell for me, saving the time and equally the money that you have, you know, and not paying those fees.
To add to that, if Mike were to ever franchise Spiffy Bin, he could take the MSA map and look at every market across the U.S. where he has gotten inquiries. It's his maps. I have referenced his map quite a few times. It's unbelievable the reach that his website has.
Yeah, it is. So, Chris, how do the two worlds of running both a trash can cleaning business and a software company, how do they kind of come together? How do they inform each other?
That's such a great question. When I've had a front row seat to speaking with a lot of different people, and you understand how not everybody runs their business the same. I mean, they're the same exact business, but they're ran totally different. And some of them have different outcomes than the other one. And so I think the biggest takeaway there is, because work with many different types of home service businesses and bin cleaners, it's that educational piece where somebody's doing it this way and you're not doing it this way, but you can see the benefit or the efficiency that they've created, and you can apply that to your business. You know, the software side's kind of tough. It's hard for me to share a tip and trick from the software to the bin cleaner unless it's like functionality stuff. But you know, just working with so many great home service businesses owners and learning from them, that's the beneficial part.
And I know you've gotten into, you're really big into the lawn care now. You found that particular business seems to be prime for your MSA as well, for my service area, I should.
Yeah, we have you know, over the last year and a half or so, maybe even 2 years, it probably has been 2 years. The traction in the lawn care and weed and fertilization, that is growing, you know, year over year.
Excellent. Do you
So
see
that's exciting, especially when the big cleaning world's so small.
Yeah, for sure. Because they're in their business, and like many businesses, but their business is really, root density is key, because they're
Just
driving
like
around
ours.
with 4 or 5 guys in the truck, or 3 or 4 guys in the truck.
Yeah. And that's that's the biggest thing, that you know, windshield time is the silent killer.
Mm.
It steals money from you.
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty sure that's
No
going to
doubt
be
about it.
one of those
that
video
it's
clips.
probably, yeah,
It needs to be, because I feel like I just say it over and over and over again, but it's, you know, it takes 12 times before somebody goes, oh, you know what? Traveling 40 minutes to that next location for a $60 cut and I got 2 guys in the truck doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, 100%.
yep, that's for sure.
What were you starting to say, Ben?
Oh, I was just saying that I would argue that for the landscaping, it's probably more important than the can cleaning. I mean, certainly it's important to get density in the can cleaning industry, but I think that the lawn care industry, I mean, if you're not, you know, jumping out and cutting a lawn and back in the truck and traveling a minute or two, you're probably spending some money on the windshield time, which just sucks, as we all know. So,
Hey, real quick.
Chris, I'd like to get into just
Yeah.
a little bit more about MSA. And so, just a quick overview for our listeners that are not familiar. Just
MSA, or
what does it
are you
do?
talking about fighting, ring fighting? I thought you said MMA.
MSA, MSA, not MMA. Come on. Although we can go into the other.
I mean, MSA, what's it do and who's it for? So we have a hodgepodge of home service business owners, can cleaners, pest control, lawn care, weed and fertilization, pool maintenance. We've got a home builder in Michigan that uses MSA. It's crazy. But at its core, MSA is kind of like the gatekeeper of your business or your website. And something interesting over the last year, we have found that some of these larger landscaping companies are not even putting it on their website. They're using it in the back office. So now their staff in the office doesn't have to look at a map on a wall and try to figure out while they're talking to Mr. Smith on the phone if they'll travel that far or not. They can just type it in MSA on the map page. It says yes or no, drops the pin. They can actually look at it. That has been a great learning lesson for us that you don't need MSA on your website, but at the core for a lot of us to the bin cleaning audience, probably 90% of the inquiries or maybe even more come through the website. So you need MSA on the website to qualify them before they can get through and make a request. And so really it's just your secretary for your website. And that's what it does.
And it doesn't prevent people from seeing pricing if you don't want them to. It doesn't prevent them from accessing the website exactly. You still have the people come into the website, they still get intrigued, they're interested. And then at least with my setup, it will, when they go to buy the service, it cuts them off. Now I understand you can also, if you're working in multiple areas, you can have different pricing. So MSA can show a different pricing point for, if you want to work two areas or you have two businesses in two different cities. Can you talk us a little bit about that?
Yeah, that you make a great point of, going back to my comment about how everybody runs their business differently. So I don't put any pricing on my site. They have to enter in their address before they can see pricing. And so something that, I do is address-based pricing. And if they live in, zone A, they go to the zone A page. If they live in zone C, they go to the zone C page. And this is something that I think a lot more businesses could take advantage of using MSA is this address-based pricing. But there again, it's totally up to you, the business owner, and how you want to structure it. You can certainly have everything client facing or prospect facing, or you can hide it and have them capture that. You can capture that address. And so, my since we track the clicks, like the pop-up, I'm about 72% or more, somewhere around there, 72 to 75%. So people that click on the button, 72% of them will enter in their address.
Interesting. So it doesn't really stop
Yeah.
them too much. Doesn't look like.
No, but you have people, especially in the bin cleaning world, well, across across the entire web, you have people out there that are clicking buttons left and right just to see things.
My mom.
I mean, that's kind of the nature of the beast, right?
So what information do you derive from people, both people that are quote unquote allowed into the system and those that aren't? And how does that help a business owner?
So every address that is entered into MSA, a pin is dropped on your map. And like we were talking about earlier, if we looked at your pin across the USA, you would be like, holy cow, you get these inquiries from all over the US. And so if they are in, they get through. If they're out, they get blocked. And if they are out, then it says, hey, and mind you, you can have the content say whatever you want or the language say whatever you would like in the windows. But basically it says, hey, it looks like you're just outside our service area, but we're a growing business. Leave your name, number, and email, and we'll follow up with you. And so it captures that information as well. And so the big part there is capturing every address or, inquiry, and looking at a map can help you to understand where you can grow and where you can shrink or where you can market as well. And that's another underutilized, functionality within MSA is the data visualization part of the map.
Excellent. And I'm sure we'll probably be able to post a picture of the map in our little clips. So take a look at our website to see that picture too.
We don't have a website yet, Mike.
Oh, well, maybe this will prompt us.
Not high tech yet.
Oh, you might be able to get the prize. Who can make Chris throw up today?
Oh man, yeah, I just had to
we're
mute
working
myself.
on it.
I just had to mute myself. That was close.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That was close.
So what type of so I appreciate, and I know Ben definitely preaches this, having the customization to allow the business owner to make their changes or run their business the way they want to run it. What things and at what point, I guess is a better question. At what point did you decide to do that? Was that your doing, or was that potentially a client coming in and wanted to do something different that you hadn't thought of and said, oh, this is the way I should look at this?
It's feedback from you guys. Early on, we were getting the question, hey, are you going to be a CRM? Are you going to turn this into a CRM? And that is the last thing in the world. And MSA will never be a CRM. It's a widget that does something and it does it well. And that's all it is, because we don't care what system you use unless they have some functionality. But the bin cleaning world is so small, and you guys could probably confirm or correct me. But the last thing that I saw number wise last year was around 550 or so active bin cleaners in the U.S. Does that sound pretty close, give or take?
It sounds a little low, but
it depends on who you're talking to. I think they're claiming that it's over 1,000 now, but I mean, I don't know that we have any real numbers. I don't know how you'd get a real number.
right.
Yeah.
Especially if you think about, the guy that builds his own trailer that goes out and cleans them, or,
Right.
the high school kid that's doing it,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. Yeah.
But-
So
But everything that we do, I mean, it's feedback from you guys, right?
Not just us two, like from your client. I mean, we're not that
just
powerful.
us.
by any
We're his advisory council, Mike.
Yeah.
You guys are the captain of the ship.
I mean, I've got his number on
Yeah.
block, so I mean, only once in a while it sneaks through. It's hard to be the guy running the MSA, but
Yeah, I was gonna say you tell me that you talk to him twice a month. He only takes my call like twice a year.
oh dear.
Other than that, he's like, I don't want to talk to that guy.
Come on now, come on.
So, tell us where do you see the service area business software, and particularly, I mean, we see so many upstart CRMs in the can cleaning world, which, as you said, I mean, if we're generous, there's maybe 1,500 or 2,000 of these businesses out there, and there's what, 4, 5, 6 softwares that are fighting for that business now. Where's this headed? Where's this whole thing headed in the next couple of years, 2-3 years?
I don't know. I think some of these guys are looking for a tax write-off. Like, they've been so successful in other businesses that they're looking for a tax write-off.
Could be.
But you're right. It's the they are going to have to pivot and then get into other home services and compete with all the other 500 CRM and scheduling systems in the home service. I mean, you think that, the bin cleaners is packed. I mean, the home service world is just completely crowded, and there's a new one every day coming out, especially for the green industry, the lawn care and landscaping world. Part of our big thing that we are doing and talking to some of our customers outside the bin cleaning world is more marketing functionality within MSA. And so I've had some conversations with current customers and then conversations with some other business owners, in the software world, in the green industry about this. And so hopefully, in the next year or so that something will come out of it that will be beneficial for you guys, because MSA is collected, I would say, well, maybe I can look real quick and see the number of addresses. So almost 215,000 addresses have been filtered by MSA.
Most of them is spiffy bin.
Or Jason Proctor.
Yeah.
Or Orca bin wash, Doran. He's gosh, man, he's
a smart one.
Yeah, I mean, the only Harvard educated bin cleaner in the entire world.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I were him, I'd put that on my resume. Just saying.
Well, yeah, but his bin cleaning is another business. He owns a tool and die business.
Okay.
The other thing that I'll share with you guys, and I don't think I've shared, I maybe shared it with you guys off the record, but over the last 3 years, there have been almost 50 bin cleaners who were MSA customers go out of business.
Wow.
And another probably 10 or so that moved to one of the other platforms that are in our little ecosystem.
One of the CRMs you're referring to?
Right. Yeah.
Because some of the CRMs have adopted this process, no?
100%.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So
That's interesting.
To me, that is, I mean, business is hard. No matter what it is, it's extremely hard. And these guys get into this business thinking, hey, my market's 150,000 head count. Man, all those trash cans and recycling bins. I'm gonna make a killing. Mm-hmm. And what they don't understand is bin cleaning is a luxury business. Now, I say that, but I believe in it 100%, especially when you kind of tie it into some pest control services. It's beneficial for the household, I think. But still, it is a luxury service. I mean, and talk about customers. You can be my therapist for them, because this just happened last night. One of my customers emailed me two different emails going crazy because he did not know how to cancel. It never had a problem with this gentleman. Easy peasy. I mean, never a complaint.
Right.
And I mean, either he was intoxicated because he lost money on the football game, or he's having some life issues. But I responded to him and I said, John, we have never, this is out of left field for me. We've never received any negative comment or comeback or anything from you.
Let me help
and I
you.
just don't understand. And if you want to cancel, just shoot me a text or an email.
Right.
And I said, account is canceled. But I wanted to call him so bad this morning and just go, everything all right?
Sometimes
because it was
it's
just
better
so
to-
out of left field.
Sometimes it's better to just sit on your hands. But you talked about how business was hard, and we've talked about it in previous episodes. But we're filming this on the 20th of January, and just this weekend, somebody was putting their rig up for sale that had literally received it in December. So what's that? Let's give them benefit of the doubt. 7 weeks ago, if they got it December 1st. And they're already trying to sell it for 5 days. it's just, it's no business is easy, but you've gotta be a little bit trying. I don't know. It was shocking. So
Mike, Mike, I'm gonna jump in here for a second because when you first brought that up, I thought you were talking about the other one that you texted to me. The guy puts his rig up for sale and doesn't even take the time to wash the
Oh
damn
yeah.
my goodness. I
Pictures of this
suddenly
rig
felt,
that looks like. I mean,
I felt so good about
I
the
don't think
condition of
he's
my
ever
truck.
washed
My
it.
God.
Let me just jump in here because I do want to say that what Chris is pointing out there with these guys that get into business, and I see it in every business, but I really do see it in the can cleaning industry. These guys that get in and they get sold a bill of goods, and people that are selling them equipment, which it's their job to sell them the equipment, are not giving them the straight facts and saying, "Hey," and I see all the time, "Oh, why do I see so much equipment for sale? Oh, you're on a classified page, bud." Come on, guys. No, you see so much equipment for sale because it's a tough freaking business. Can you succeed at it? Absolutely. But, the reality is that it's a hard
Yep.
business. And I think that landscaping's the same. The difference is you don't have a classified page for lawnmowers that I know of.
Well, you probably
Hey,
do.
Because,
Facebook Marketplace. I mean,
yeah, Facebook
my
Marketplace.
son is on there because my son cuts yard. He has happy lawns, and he's got
Right.
about 12 yards in the neighborhood, and he's been thinking about riding lawnmower. So he's on Facebook Marketplace, every day
Yeah.
looking at lawnmowers.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure
So,
your son is the one that funds the household, and you're his roommate or something. That kid's got
yeah,
so
you're
much
just
going on.
roommates. He's got it. That kid's got so much going on. How does he have time for school?
So just
I don't know. I'm very, very proud of him. He's a good kid. He's in the scholars program at school as well, so that makes it even more challenging from schoolwork. But he's got the bug.
last summer,
You know,
Chris sent me a picture of his e-bike, which is kind of funny in itself, pulling a trailer that his grandfather had converted with his lawnmower, his weed whacker, if they still call it a weed whacker, and
the
gas can
blower.
and whatever as he went around.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
and it happens to be called Happy
I love it.
Lawns, which is a nice ode
Yeah. I
to his
just,
dad. Probably the last name he'll use for his dad's company as he develops more and more companies. But kid's amazing.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, when it comes down to it, Chris, that's kind of why Mike and I started this podcast, is because we were talking about exactly that point. And I just wanted to make that, if you're starting into this business or any business, get in and talk to guys that have been successful and talk to guys or gals that have, crashed and burned, and get the real information, get the real scoop. Don't just go to the people that are selling you equipment and say, "Hey, what should I do?"
right.
Because it's just not a great point. And that being said, I'm not saying that the manufacturers don't give good information. I'm saying that you need to filter it.
Yep.
Exactly.
So,
100%.
And do, I
sorry,
mean, to that point is do your due diligence. I think
absolutely.
you asked me about if I had to start from scratch today, what would I do is, as part of the due diligence, if it was determined it was a go, my first thing would be throw up a website.
Absolutely.
I would throw, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can be a one-page website of coming in, the summer of 2026. Get on the list now, special offer, whatever,
Yep.
sales copy you want to put on there to get them to fill out their information. And then that way, when you do get a trailer or a truck or what have you, you've got somebody to engage with, and you're just not going, "I can't get any customers," which I've heard
Right.
that before. The trailer hits the driveway, and they're like, "What do I do next?"
Yeah.
That's another one.
And a month later,
Yeah.
why don't I have 500 clients? But anyway,
Yeah. And a month after that, the rig's for sale.
yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. So,
Well, let's do a little
okay.
rapid fire.
Well,
What do you
let's,
think, Ben?
yeah,
Let's
let's
put him
do
in the
it.
hot seat.
So let's put him in the hot seat. Looks like he's turning a little gray here, so we better wrap this up so he can get some medication in him.
I do have to go pick up my
Um,
meds.
Yeah. So, first question on the rapid fire. What's one operational mistake you've seen new can cleaning businesses make repeatedly?
They say yes to every inquiry. They say yes. They see dollar signs and they see $50, and then after they do that job, that $50 job just costs them 60.
I'm raising my hand. I'm guilty.
I did a lot of that.
I've gotten better with it. I've learned and I've heard it about 8 or 10 or 12 or 100 times from Chris, and I've gotten better at it. But the same thing. That's what I did. Low hanging fruit, baby. What's the best piece of advice you received as an entrepreneur, whether it's Happy Can related, MSA related, or what other business you ran in your life?
So the wealthiest man that I've ever met, he was one of my fraternity brothers' dads. They were buying the Carolina Panthers, and his dad took our fraternity to the University of South Carolina for the Panthers, or it was the 49ers and Philly game. It was just like hey, this is the owner group. And in the restroom, urinal to urinal, I introduced myself, and we're sitting there talking.
You didn't shake hands, I hope.
I was just going to ask the same thing.
No handshaking. And sitting there talking, and I asked him something about business, and he said, "You got to make money while you sleep." He said, "If you want to be wealthy, you've got to make money. Truly wealthy, you got to make money while you sleep." And then the second thing that he included into that, he was like, when you get to the point, own your real estate in a separate LLC. So if you sell the business, you can turn around and then rent, that piece of property to the buyers or to somebody else. And so, those were two big pieces. And then, nowadays for me, it's just like the noise. You got to cut out the noise.
Interesting. Love to know where he stores his football team. Wow. Awesome.
Hey, this gentleman sold his business to Warren Buffett. If that puts in perspective how wealthy.
Wow.
It was over $1 billion that he sold his business, a trucking business.
Yeah, blue collar job, baby.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Blue collar business.
Okay. The last question: where can listeners connect with you and learn more about MSA?
Shoot me an email or go to the website msa.com, Chris at myservicearea.com, Chris at myservicearea.com, Instagram at myservicearea, YouTube at myservicearea.
Is there any cage fighting on the website?
No. But MMA, it's coming soon.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, Chris, I really appreciate your time here. This was a great episode. I appreciate your willingness to share and offer your insights, and it's been great. So thank you so much.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it, and thank you for all the support you guys have given me over the last 3 or 4 years.
Appreciate it, Chris.
Yes, sir.
Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Well, Ben, that's a wrap on another episode of The Route to Revenue. If you enjoyed this episode, we'd love it if you would hit like, subscribe, and leave us old guys a comment about what we did well. And if we did anything wrong, can it and keep it to yourself.
If today's strategy sparked some ideas for your business, don't keep them to yourself. Share this episode with a fellow entrepreneur who could benefit from these insights.
Remember, building a recurring revenue business, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. Take one actionable step from today's discussion and implement it in your business this week.
Want to connect with us between episodes? Find us on Facebook or at our website. We'd love to hear how you're applying these concepts in your own home service business.
And until next time, keep building those recurring revenue streams and stay on the route to revenue.
The route to revenue.
Nice, Ben.